everybody. I'm here to present how IPv6 deployment is doing in Africa. My name is Musa Stephen. I work for Africa, for the Internet of Africa, and I'm paid by AFRINIC. Okay. Okay. So in Cameroon, we eat snails. And you know the consequence, right? You know the main characteristics of snails. Can somebody tell us? They are very, very, very slow. And let's look at this map and see how it reflects on this map. So this is statistics of IPv6 deployment in the world. The greener part here is those guys that are above 15%. And these are the guys that are somehow above 5%. And those that are white are those guys that are not even thinking right now to deploy IPv6. And let's look why. Why are those people not deploying IPv6? So this is around 7 years after the world launch day of IPv6. That was in 2012, where we have a celebration event, people talking about IPv6 launch and things like that. And IPv6 was standardized since the first standard was released in 1998. That's around 21 years later. So IPv6 these days is already very, very mature for people to deploy. So why are we not deploying IPv6? Let's continue to look these statistics even furthermore. Another map. Let's make things clearer. This is Africa. Sort of blank. So what's going on here? We have some nice guys here. This is Zimbabwe, right? With Liquid Telecom. So they're doing pretty well. And let's look at tables and try to compare. So globally, this is how it goes. The world right now, based on this sample, is around 18%. Around 18%. And we have some unclassified networks. Americas goes with 29%, Asia 18%, Europe 14%. Let's go to the bottom, and we have the snail. Very, very, very slow. Now let's go into Africa and see how we are doing country-wise. First of all, regions. So East Africa is the toppest right now with 3.8% percentage of deployment. North Africa, we are in North Africa. So you guys are doing pretty well in Africa. This, in French, we call it le bonnier au pays des aveugles. So, North Africa, 2.24. South Africa. Are there people here from South Africa? From Southern Africa? Nope. All right. You relay the news to them that they are at 0.36. And the last, Afrique de l'Ouest, mon ami Brice, what is happening in your region? 0.03%. This is bad. Let's go into the countries and see how it happens. Oh, my friends from Kenya, doing pretty well. 8.46. Zimbabwe, 6.3. This is the work of Liquid Telecom. So can we clap for Liquid Telecom for the good job they are doing for Africa? Because thanks to them, Kenya and Zimbabwe are heading the league, but the others are very, very far behind. As we can see, there are some countries we will never see the names here. So these are the top 10. And it happens that where AFRINIC is based, Mauritius, is in the list. All right? We are in the list with 0.09 IPv6 deployment. And we are AFRINIC providing IP resources to network operators in Africa. So what are the key blockers? Key blocker number one, people think, IPv4 is not broken, so why are we trying to fix? What are we fixing? This is a myth. When you think IPv4 is not broken, then I should say maybe you don't understand how internet works. Some think IPv6 is very expensive to deploy. I don't know based on what people are making this assertion, because right now most devices we have in our networks support IPv6. So people prefer to deploy NAT44 with CGNs, which are even more expensive in terms of network operations than to go to IPv6. And some other end users, give the excuse that their ISPs are not so people prefer to deploy network operations than to go to IPv4 network, right? Some other end users give the excuse that their ISPs are not so people prefer to deploy network operations than to go to IPv4. Yeah. End users give the excuse that their ISPs are not so people prefer to deploy.
Someone is trying to hack you, Stefan. I don't know why.
Can I move?
Is it okay, Joel?
Good. All right. So yeah. So those are the reasons, and those reasons, are they really blockers or are they excuses? For me, all of them are excuses, because thinking today that IPv4 can sustain the growth of internet is just ridiculous. Because IPv4 is barely 4 billion IP addresses, and with the lot of connectivities we are having, we can't not just afford to be using IPv4. So very soon, all the RRRs are going to be depleted in terms of IPv4, and we need therefore to move to IPv6. So why are people deploying NAT44? They think NAT44 is security, which is a lie, because I don't see any security feature in NAT44. So if anybody is ready to demonstrate how NAT44 is security, maybe we can have a discussion about that. But NAT44 is not security. So on our site as AFRINIC, we have a lot of initiative in helping people deploy IPv6. First, we have these tools that we provide for you to assess your networks, if you are organizations or countries or governments. So for organizations, you can fill the surveys to assess your IPv6 readiness. For organizations, for governments, I mean, you can use this form to assess your country. So when you do that assessment, we can assist you to come up with an IPv6 strategic plan for your country. And after doing these assessments, we have a lot of initiative. So as AFRINIC, our capacity building, we've trained more than 5,000 engineers in almost all countries in Africa. So many engineers out there are ready to deploy IPv6. And we still don't understand why these guys are not doing the stuff. Okay, so after doing a lot of trainings, we decided that, all right, now we are going to work with network operators to help them deploy IPv6 in their networks. And so far, we've done 4 deployathons in 4 different countries. The first one was in Senegal, the second one in Tanzania, the third one in Nigeria, and there is a deployathon ongoing here in Tunisia during this event. So the deployathon is, we come to the venue, we get the network operators, their engineers, we work with them on their networks to deploy IPv6, because we've realized that most people are afraid to do modifications in their network because they think they don't have the skills to deploy IPv6. So we are here ready to assist. So if you are if you want us to come assist you in your country to deploy IPv6 for your network, for network operators, we will gladly assist. We will gladly come to do that. And also we have the deployment help desk. And in the deployment help desk, we actually assist people remotely deploy IPv6 in their network. So there is a lot of initiative that we are doing, and we still don't understand why people are afraid to deploy IPv6. Please, I'm begging you guys to help us help you deploy IPv6 in your networks. Thanks. That is it. Any question?
Thank you. Questions, please. We'll take 3 for the sake of time. 3 questions. Yes, sir.
Hello. Thank you for the nice presentation. My name is Isha Sukan. I'm from Mauritius, and I'm an AFRINIC fan. Yeah, the presentation was great and eye-opening, especially your statistics. But I would like to ask you a question. That given that AFRINIC headquarters is in Mauritius, and the statistics that you show for Mauritius is very, very low, very poor. And we know that the deployment of broadband and everything is, sorry, I make it short. Yeah. So, shorter version, what is AFRINIC doing in Mauritius?
No, sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I was talking to.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So, again, I'll keep it short. What is AFRINIC doing, given that the headquarters is in Mauritius and that the stats show that IPv6 deployment is very low? What is AFRINIC doing to encourage the ISPs in Mauritius for IPv6 deployment?
Okay. Yes. Very good.
I'm a board member of AFRINIC. I'm not speaking for the board or for AFRINIC.
Okay.
I know that the government of Mauritius already has IPv6 enabled on its network and on its basic services. One of the largest ISPs in Mauritius is already working on IPv6. They've been testing IPv6 last year. And they will do deployment quite a year.
Okay,
I think SM has answered you. Thank you. You done? Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir, in blue. Only 3 questions. Sorry, you can talk to Stefan later. Please. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Yes, we. Now,
it's not a question, but it's a recommendation. I have loaded many data on the IPv6 from AFRINIC since 2009. And to my mind, the delay that was registered in Tunisia in the IPv6 is not to be ascribed to the due to the operators, and if the operators do not shift to the IPv6, things will not improve. And in Tunisia, we have, of course, or think of tunneling. Without the effort of, or without the assistance of the operators, we cannot deploy the IPv6 in Africa.
C'est une très bonne intervention.
It's quite normal, and thank you for this.
Yes, I want to comment question 6. But I think one thing AFRINIC is not doing is talking to the universities, especially in the issue of change of curriculum. We still teach IP version 4, and if we still teach IP version 4 to students, it's difficult to tell them to go out there and deploy IP version 6. So I think AFRINIC needs to discuss more with the universities, especially in Africa, and see how they can probably force a change in curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Jody.
Very, very short.
Thank you.
Okay. It's regarding the last question. I tried to push the European governments and the European Commission for the same, to change the curriculum in the universities. And I don't know if it's the same situation in Africa, but they told me we cannot do that. Why? Universities have their own autonomy. They need to do by themselves. So it's a matter not of forcing the universities to do that, but to tell the managers of the universities that they need to approach that.
It's a little bit different in Africa, because the way it works in Africa is the curriculum is being governed, it's being directly implemented by government. It has to be from the government.
Thank you.
Okay.
Got something?
Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, Felix.
Okay, order. To the chair. You want to add something? So, can we load the next presentation, please?